The 34 Soccer Goalie Drills video is brought to you by Marty Shupak and the Youth Sports Club. Soccer is a team sport, combining individual skills and teamwork. Goalkeeping is one of the most precise skills in all of sports. The 34 Soccer Goalie Drills video shows coaches and parents involved in soccer some of the most creative goalkeeping drills and conditioning drills around today. The drills in this video show basic fundamentals as well as some advanced skills. From pre-game warm-ups to some grueling goalkeeping drills, the 34 Soccer Goalie Drills video will cover almost all aspects of the position. In addition to these high-quality drills, tips are given throughout the video to help break down the goalkeeper's techniques. Viewers are encouraged to go through this program more than once. As always, Marty Shupak and the Youth Sports Club emphasize improve as individuals, improve as a team, and most of all, have fun. Soft hands. Soft hands in sports is usually stressed so the player remains in control of the object, be it a ball, puck, or bat. For the same reason a baseball player is taught to catch the ball with the bat when bunting, goalies in soccer must be taught to catch the ball with soft hands. This trains goalies to make saves while minimizing rebounds resulting from stiff, hard, and inflexible handwork. When catching the ball with soft hands, there should be little or no sound as the ball comes into contact with the hands. In addition, performing this drill in various body positions helps goalies maintain their focus on the play in front of them. This soft hands drill is therefore an excellent warm-up drill before any soccer practice.
Go.
Shadow drill. The old adage, keep your eyes on the ball, is true for all sports. The soccer goalkeeper is no exception. This warm-up shadow drill trains the goalie to follow the movement of another player who may act like an oncoming opponent. Wherever the shooter goes, the goalie follows. Goalies must always make sure they keep the ball and their opponents directly in front of them at all times. Goalies must also be able to react quickly to the shooters and the flight of the ball, which is why it's a good idea to have the shooters simulate jump catches for the goalies to shadow. Bounce drill. Another excellent warm-up drill is the bounce drill. It's important for goalies to have a good feel for the ball. Even though goalies do very little dribbling in games, this warm-up drill helps the goalkeepers get used to handling a moving ball. Goalkeepers can also roll the ball in front of them and practice picking up a moving ball, which is very common in games. The soft hand skills discussed earlier should be emphasized in this drill. Shuttle drill. Another excellent warm-up drill that goalies, as well as other position players, can do is the shuttle drill. The shuttle drill is very similar to the bounce drill. However, in this drill, goalies practice fielding a moving ball coming toward them, which is the most common type of ball goalies have to handle. When fielding a ground ball directly in front of them, goalies scoop the ball into their arms and embrace the ball into their chest. This helps prevent the possibility of rebounds. Again, the soft hands techniques discussed earlier should be utilized in this drill. Sit up and catch. This is another great warm-up drill that emphasizes catching with soft hands while also working on the goalkeeper's endurance. Drills in any sport that practice or emphasize two tasks at once, such as this one, are called dual-purpose drills. When catching a ball out of the air, goalies must have their hands in a W position, with their thumbs almost touching one another. In the W position, fingers are spread and extended toward the oncoming ball, and the ball is caught with the fingertips. When catching a ball above the head, soft hands and the W grip should continue to be emphasized. Many of the goalie drills in this video can be performed by players on their own and even in their own backyard. Opposites drill. In a perfect world, the ball will always be caught in front chest high, and in a W hand formation. However, in reality, goalies must be prepared to make saves in various body positions. This drill teaches goalies to catch the ball high and low and secure the ball to the body before releasing it to their teammates. When catching a ball above the head, goalies must be prepared to jump. When doing so, they must keep their head steady, use a one-leg takeoff for the ball, and receive the ball on the fingertips at the ball's highest possible point, away from any defenders. When catching a ball in game situations, goalies must know where their teammates, as well as their opponents, are at all times. When waiting for the toss, goalies should not stand still. They should keep their feet moving to anticipate the ball coming from any direction. Short volley. Goalies rarely find themselves standing still in front of the net. The relentless ball movement in soccer requires goalies to constantly move their feet while remaining square to the ball. The short volley drill requires the goalie to move side to side while reading the ball off the kicker's foot. Goalies should remember to square themselves to the ball and make the catch right in front of their bodies. An effective goalie must maintain balance at all times. That means squaring the shoulder to the ball with the feet approximately shoulder width apart. It's also recommended that goalies train themselves to catch the ball in front with their hands in the W position, thumbs almost touching. Jump toss. Jump toss is another great drill for goalies to practice catching balls above their heads. This drill involves two position players and a goalie. The two position players alternate tossing the ball in the air toward the goalie. Goalkeepers must catch the ball at its highest possible point with their arms extended, so that in game-like situations, no opponent can head the ball over them. Circle drill. A variation of the short volley is the circle drill. In this drill, players form a circle around the goalie. The first player tosses or kicks the ball to the goalie. The goalie saves the ball and tosses it back to that same person before the next player in the circle goes. The goalie must think three-dimensionally. During the course of the game, the goalie is in constant motion, side to side and back and forth, in harmony with the movement of the game. The circle drill requires goalies to maintain balance through proper footwork while keeping their head level and eyes fixed on the ball. Like a baseball player running down a fly ball or tracking a ground ball, the footwork and hand-eye coordination are essential. As long as goalies use the fundamental techniques, they will always be in a strong position to make the save. Post drill. An excellent dual-purpose drill that works on goalie skills and conditioning is the double post drill. 3 position players and a goalie are included in this drill. A player in front of the net kicks the ball toward the net. The goalie must touch the farthest post before making the save. The double post drill familiarizes the goalie with the space between the goal posts. This is essential during corner kicks and crosses. For beginning goalies, this drill can be performed by touching only one of the posts, the near post, before squaring to make the save. The skills obtained through the soft hands and short volley drills are valuable to the success of the single and double post drill. Fundamental diving. Leaving one's feet and collapsing onto the ball is very common in game situations, especially when a lot of players are in front of the net, scrambling to gain control of the ball. When diving, goalies should practice falling to the ground the correct way, which best protects both the ball and the body. Fundamental diving is a good warm-up diving drill that teaches the basic techniques of the dive. When diving, the goalie's hip, followed by the goalie's side and extended arms, should hit the ground. Goalies should also remember to always dive forward, not backward, for the ball. This ensures that they keep the ball in front of the body at all times. Squat and deflect. This is a progression of the fundamental diving drill. Instead of diving toward a stationary ball, a coach drops a ball for a kneeling goalie to dive for. The same diving fundamentals should be stressed. To make this drill more difficult for the goalie, the coach can drop either ball so that the goalie doesn't know which side to dive to until the last moment. Side-to-side sit-up. This is a progression of the previous two diving drills. In this drill, the goalie graduates from a stationary and a dropped ball to a thrown ball. To make the diving fundamentals easier for beginning goalies, coaches can have their goalies perform this drill first sitting and then on their knees. These drills help build the goalie's core, which is very important for moving up and down and side to side in a very short period of time. Coaches should always emphasize flexibility. Collapse drill. This is a progression drill, depending on the ability and age of the players involved. Often, goalies must leave their feet to make a save. Goalies must feel comfortable in doing so. When performing this drill at first, have goalies go right to left, but then graduate to not letting the goalies know which side the ball is being tossed to. By doing so, the goalies sharpen their reaction skills. Remember, hand position, hand-eye coordination, securing the ball, and balance all become more important when goalies must leave their feet when making a save. This drill helps the goalie get comfortable with leaving the ground. Because this drill can be very exhausting, coaches must make sure to pace the participants. One-fisted box. Sometimes it's not possible to catch an oncoming ball. In those instances, it's easier for goalies to knock a ball to a teammate or away from the action. In the one-fisted box drill, the goalies must make a fist and punch the bottom of the ball in a short jabbing motion. Goalies must make sure they're directly underneath the ball when punching the ball for optimal control. For beginning goalies, this drill can be practiced first on their knees before progressing to a standing position. Deflection over bar. On a ball that goalies are not positive they can catch because of either height or speed, goalies should consider deflecting the ball out of bounds behind the net. In many situations, it's better to knock the ball out of bounds and force a corner kick rather than keep the ball in play and risk possible rebound shots. In deflecting the ball over the bar, goalies should square themselves to the shot, jump toward the ball, and slap the ball or fist the ball backward at the ball's highest possible point. This skill takes practice to ensure that the goalie does not accidentally knock the ball into the net instead of over it. Toss, volley, save. All of the techniques up to this point are necessary elements that will be utilized in the rest of the drills. Soft hands, securing high and low balls, diving and deflecting can be used to save goals in the toss, volley, and save drill. In the toss, volley, and save drill, a kicker will simulate all of the different types of balls a goalie will have to react to in a game. Goalies must therefore stay on their toes. The kicker can switch from kicking low balls to high balls and even make the goalie practice his or her diving fundamentals by kicking out of reach balls. Depending on the ability and skill level of the players, cones can also be used to shorten the goalie area. Coaches should always have extra balls handy. Triangle goalie. In game situations, goalies must be able to get back to their feet quickly and be prepared to make multiple saves in a row. In the triangle goalie drill, the goalie has to protect 3 nets at the same time to simulate the quick-paced position of goalkeeping. The goalie stands in the middle of 3 flags, which are in the shape of a triangle. 3 shooters, all with balls, stand in between each flag. Flags should be 6 to 8 yards apart, depending on age and skill level. The goalie has to save each ball get back to his or her feet quickly, and rotate to the next set of flags before the next shooter has a chance to score on an empty net. Quick feet, balance, and proper saving techniques are crucial to the success of this drill. Guessing game. This challenging drill involves 4 players. 2 goalies are facing each other. A tosser and a shooter face each other and are adjacent to the goalies. The tosser tosses the ball to the shooter. The shooter volleys or kicks the ball to either keeper, who tries to make a save on the ball. The shooter is not just alternating his shots. He should make the goalies guess where the ball is going. This drill will help the goalies learn how to anticipate a shot and be ready at all times. This drill can become a competition between goalies. Coaches should always keep in mind that young players love games which are competitive. Reaction drill. The next 3 drills are all late reaction drills. In this first drill, a goalkeeper stands a couple of yards behind a tosser and 4 to 8 yards in front of a kicker. The tosser rolls the ball through the goalie's legs toward the kicker. The kicker then kicks the ball at the goalie, who then catches or blocks it and tosses it back to the tosser. During this drill, goalies must pull the ball into their bodies once it's caught to protect the ball and their bodies. This is the easiest of the late reaction drills because in this drill, the goalie knows when to turn and where the ball will be once it is kicked. These drills can be practiced in a confined area without a net, such as a backyard or a playground. Blind save drill. In this drill, the goalie has his or her back to the shooters, and on the go command, will turn around, find the ball, and make the save. Many times in game situations, goalies do not have a clear sight of the ball. This is due to goalies being shielded by both their own defenders and the attacking team. Also, many times after a save is made, goalies are left in a position where the rebound may leave them more vulnerable than the actual shot they saved. This late reaction drill helps goalies reorient themselves to the ball quickly and prepare them to make another save. Mastering each drill prior to this one is essential for goalies to be successful in saving the second and third shots on goal. Fundamentals, such as the W grip, should always be stressed in these drills. Reaction save game. Not knowing where you are in relation to the goal, or not knowing where the opponents and the ball are coming from, can be one of the scariest situations for a goalie. That's why these late reaction games are extremely important to practice. Goalies must learn how to pick up the ball and the opponents at the last second and know the entire field and where they are in the goal with almost little or no time to think. The goalie post drill and the double goalie post drill, which were both discussed earlier, are crucial to master before attempting any of these late reaction save drills. For beginning goalies, this drill can be performed with 2 cones or flags half the size of the actual goal before graduating to the entire net. Turn and save. Turn and save is a variation of all the late reaction drills. This drill involves 2 shooters at opposite ends of the field. The goalie has his or her back to one of the shooters. After making the save off the shooter that he or she was facing, the goalie has to quickly turn around to anticipate another shot from the other shooter. Proper footwork is necessary for the success of this drill. Goalies should work on their side-to-side shuffle, collapse step, back pedals, and vertical jumps. Goalies should also practice their one-fisted boxes and their palm saves for balls too far out of reach to catch or control. Surprise game. This drill works all of the goalies at once. 4 goals face one another in the shape of a square. A goalie is placed in each net. A coach or player tosses a ball into the center where a shooter can shoot at any of the 4 goals. Each goalie, not knowing which net the shooter is aiming for, must be prepared for the shot. The surprise game teaches the goalie to be prepared for any situation. In real game situations, goalies must always be ready, even when they don't think a shot can be taken on them. Goalies don't want to be caught off guard, so if they're alert and ready, even if play is all the way downfield, they'll be prepared for any situation. The shuffle drill. The best parts of the net for the opponents to aim for are the corners. The corners are always the furthest place away from the goalie, and therefore the most difficult to protect. The shuffle drill conditions the goalie to cover both corners quickly. Flags are placed within the goal area, designating a space for the goalie to stand in. A shooter can kick the ball to the side of either flag at the corners of the net. The goalie must anticipate the shot, shuffle his or her feet to the flag, and dive for the ball. The diving fundamentals, as well as the techniques of receiving a rolling ball, which were both discussed earlier, are important in this drill. Angle game. Narrowing the shooting angle is very important in making saves because it exposes less of the goal for the shooter. Proper goalie positioning cannot be overemphasized. Goalies should create an imaginary arc for themselves to shuffle along as the position of the ball shifts. In this drill, a cone is placed in the center of the goalie's arc. Shooters pass the ball to one another, and the goalie moves around the arc as he or she follows the path of the ball. When the coach yells, "Shoot," the shooter with the ball will kick it toward the net. The goalie should be in the right position to make the save, leaving the shooter with very little space at which to shoot. The goalie should also extend his arms and come out of the net toward the shooter to cover as much of the net as possible. 3-tier save. This drill includes a goalie, 1 shooter, and 2 passers. The shooter begins the drill by dribbling at the goalie to take a shot. After the initial shot, the first passer kicks the ball to the shooter. The shooter kicks the passed ball to the net. The second passer then passes his ball to the shooter in the air, who then heads the ball toward the net. In games, balls can come from all directions and in many different ways, such as hard grounders, low line drives, and high flies. Balls can come off the foot, chest, knees, and head, all at varying speeds. Balls can be kicked off the ground and out of the air. Balls can make the goalie move left, right, up, or down. This drill trains the goalie to anticipate any shot. And with 3 shots taken, one right after the other, the Tier 3 save gets the goalie used to making multiple saves, which is very common in games where a lot of rebounds occur. Crossing game. Crosses are extremely common in soccer, be it a corner kick or a wing dribbling down the line making a pass to his or her centers. When protecting against crosses, goalies should read the flight of the ball, come out of the goal area, jump and catch the ball at the highest possible point before securing it to the chest. Goalies should not be afraid to come out of the net to make a save. In games, there will be many opponents in the center of the net jockeying for position to control the ball. As long as the goalies catch the ball at the highest possible point, no defenders will be able to head or kick the ball out of their hands. Once the goalies get comfortable defending against crosses, coaches can put a few shooters in front of the net to simulate more realistic, game-like crosses. Keeper Wars. This fun drill allows goalies to do something they don't normally do in games: score. 2 goals or cones are placed 30 to 40 yards apart. Each goalkeeper tries to score off the other keeper. Neither goalie can cross a midline when trying to score. And because goalies are the only position where players are allowed to use their hands, they can score by throwing the ball into the other's net. Keeper Wars is a good drill for practicing quick feet and all of the different saving techniques. It's also a good drill for introducing the different ways a goalie can distribute a ball once it's saved. Rapid fire. 3 to 5 players stand in an arc 15 to 20 yards away from the net. Each player should have a ball. On the go command, the players shoot, one at a time, around the semicircle toward the goalie. The goalie works on all his or her angles. Fundamentals are always stressed for the goalie, such as squaring up to the shooter, keeping the ball in front of the body, protecting the ball, and getting ready for the next shot. For more experienced goalies, a coach can have goalies touch a flag before making the next save. This forces the goalies to get back into position quickly. Multiple goal game. This is a progression of the triangle goalie drill. However, in this drill, the goalie has to protect all of the goals at once. The goalie will not know which goal the shooter is shooting toward until the coach yells out a designated number for him to shoot at.
3.
The skills learned in the shadow drill will come in handy here, because in this drill, it's imperative for the goalie to shadow the oncoming opponent and to keep the ball in front of the body at all times.
3.
Breakaway. Many times in game situations, it's just the goalie and the oncoming opponent. No defenders in between. In these situations, the goalie's techniques are extra important because there's no room for error and no defenders to help. When practicing breakaways, goalies should focus on narrowing the shooter's angle. In doing so, goalies should come out with their arms extended so that they cover as much of the net as possible with their body.
Come on, bring some balls with you.
And in the most unfortunate of situations, there can be a 2-on-0 breakaway. In these situations, goalies must worry about 2 opponents. The only way to protect against this situation is to follow the path of the ball and to cut down all of the possible angles on the goalie's imaginary arc. Goalie distribution. You've saved the ball. Now what? In this drill, goalies practice their javelin toss to their teammates. In games, a goalkeeper plays a very important role in putting his or her team on the offensive attack. Goalies should distribute the ball to teammates who are free from defenders. The best places are the wings and deep midfield. The best method of throwing is the javelin toss. When tossing a ball as you would a javelin, goalies extend the throwing arm behind the body with the body angled sideways to the target. The opposite arm is also extended out toward the target. Goalies, with their head steady, arch their upper body back with the ball at waist level as they step toward the target. And with a whip-like motion, they release the ball above their head. Goalies should not be overly mindful of how far they can throw the ball. Accuracy is what matters here. If the goalie cannot hit his or her teammate, a defender may have an easy breakaway on the net.
This is the basic catch. What you want to do is put your hands in the form of a W. As the ball comes in, embrace it. That way the ball doesn't slip through your hands. This technique's for when the ball's coming in on the ground. What you want to do is get low to the ground with your chest down. Put your hands out in front, you let the ball roll right into it. As the ball comes in, bring it up to your chest. The purpose of being down that low is if the ball does take a bad bounce, it hits your chest and stays right in front of you instead of rolling all over the place. This drill's for hard shots that are taken at your chest. What you want to do is instead of catching like a W, you want to catch it in your chest. But instead of just letting it hit you, you kind of want to brace yourself so it doesn't like whack you in the gut and hurt. What you want to do is just kind of put yourself on an angle, let it come in, keep your hands together, and as soon as the ball's in your chest, just cradle it. This is the proper technique of diving. What you want to do, fall to either side, is you want to make sure you fall properly. So as you fall, you want to make sure the side of your knee hits first, followed by your hip, followed by your side. As you're on the ground after you fall, you want to make sure your hands are out in front of you and you have a window so you can see what's coming. Make sure your hands are always behind the ball, not underneath. That way if somebody tries to kick the ball out of your hands, you have something to embrace it with. Okay, this drill's telling you how to properly punt the ball. Okay, first what you want to do is if you're a righty or a lefty, okay, I have a ball. Show 'em. If you're a righty, what you want to do is hold the ball in your left hand with your hand underneath, and you want to take a step, one step, drop the ball, and make sure your leg comes all the way back to get good height and distance on the ball. And make sure when you kick it, you want to hit it with your laces, not the side of your foot. This will allow maximum distance and maximum height. For a lefty, it's the same exact thing. You just want to hold the ball in your right hand and do everything the same exact way. Make sure you drop it, bring your leg all the way back, and hit it with your laces.
Ten bonus tips. In addition to the goalie techniques discussed throughout this video, here are 10 essential goalie tips the soccer goalie should always remember. 1. Always know where the ball is. 2. Know where you are in the goal at all times. 3. Be aggressive to the ball. 4. Always communicate with teammates. 5. Hands first to the ball. 6. Be square to the ball, square shoulders. 7. Always be balanced, knees bent. 8. Hands in a W position. 9. Keep the body behind the ball. 10. When diving, always go forward. The goalkeeper does not become proficient by chance. Hard work with thorough preparation and commitment to excel are the attributes that will make a goalkeeper reach his or her potential. In this 34 Soccer Goalie Drills video, we viewed numerous quality drills that are and have been used by some of the best goalie programs in the world. Coaches and parents alike can adjust any of the drills depending on the age and ability of the players involved. So let's begin our goalkeeping drills and prevent that